This is a really nice plant to find. This is herb Paris. Its Latin name is Paris quadrifolia. It's got these 4 leaves and has these amazing sort of whiskery green flowers with spidery yellow anthers in a whorl around the top and a blackish ovary which will go on to become a berry. But it's a plant you only really find in ancient woodlands. They're very good at persisting, but they're not very good at dispersing, usually because they have very big seeds and it's not easy for the seeds to be carried into new woodlands. But really exciting thing when you do find it.
My name's Luke Brown and I manage the butterfly house at the Natural History Museum. I think one of the exciting things about the Sensational Butterflies exhibition is you're able to get up close and personal with live butterflies. And they come from all over the world, from 4 or 5, 6 different continents. They're very different to the ones that you may see in your own back garden.
This wide plateau with this projection at its tip superficially looks like the perfect ground for a game drive. However, every time we come up here and we actually walk the ground, it becomes apparent that there are enormous challenges involved in ever getting an animal the size of a mammoth out over the edge and off the headland itself. Where we're dropping now, it becomes harder to move over, even for me, let alone a mammoth. And as you can see, as it starts to get steeper, climbing down and back up again makes this a real challenge. And I can't actually imagine a way in which Neanderthals would have been able to force mammoth down and then up again before we even get to the edge of the headland.
One of the nice things about being here at Hampstead Heath is they're not obsessed with tidiness, but they are allowing the dead wood to remain either standing or fallen like this, and that provides home for so many rare and important little creatures, plants, and of course this marvellous array of fungi on the wood as it breaks slowly down. Here you can see sort of erupting from this dead trunk, these sort of tufts. And I think from the colour, this sort of bright yellow underneath, this is probably the sulphur tuft fungus. I don't think it's particularly edible to us, but it's obviously edible to something. You can see little nibble marks in the caps of these fungi here. Here we've got these marvellous little puffballs. This little fungus here is actually a much bigger organism. It's spreading amongst the leaf litter and through the soil here as fine, silky-like threads, the mycelium. And only a small part of it is actually produced up here as the spore-bearing structure, which is going to puff out spores very soon and disperse them so that these will come up elsewhere in this lovely woodland. The amazing thing about fungi, these mushrooms and toadstools, it's just a variety of shape and sizes that you can find. It's this lovely little example here. And they're like magic, they just sort of come up overnight. Suddenly they're there and they're gone again as soon as they've spread their spores, they've died away, perhaps just in a couple of days, sometimes less than that. The great disadvantage of this time of year is that it gets dark so early, so there's so little time to actually enjoy the countryside. We've had a super day here, mists and mellow fruitfulness, a kaleidoscope of colours. And I just encourage everybody to, if you can, find a little bit of time to go out and appreciate the world around you. It's just beautiful.
whilst we're here on Scilly, the Isles of Scilly Wildlife Trust is very kindly hosting us in their Woolpack Field Centre, which is an underground bunker, so that we're now living in this rather damp, dark place under the ground. So we're like little hobbits, really.
It's about 9:30 in the evening. Trap's been on for about an hour. We've just come out to see if it's attracting any moths. With a lot of our collections, they're historic material with very little data. It might just say England or Cornwall. So now we can use GPS logging and get accurate data. We've just been here one night so far, probably collected around about 60 species.
So this is our last day here on the Isles of Scilly, and we're heading back to London very soon, and we're going to start processing all the material we've collected and putting it into the collections. And we'll use this information to help understand shifts in the environment, look at time series and how the environment around us is changing. So, time to leave this absolutely wonderful, wonderful landscape. However, thankfully, we're going to be back soon next year, hopefully, to do more work here.